Welcome back to Waterpark Rangers Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we ventured into the Cave of Wonders in search of Jasmine, and of course, that most villainous of viziers, Jafar. And we're probably gonna come across him this episode, because I can't imagine that the Cave of Wonders would take too much longer. I believe that we're actually about halfway through it at this point. Even though so many of the rooms look the same, they all have those random water tikis. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention, the reason that the tikis reminded me of Battle for Bikini Bottom is that, you know how, like, in typical, your generic platformer will have, of course, the standard crates and stuff that you'll break and different effects will happen? Battle for Bikini Bottom had tikis, which I think are some of the best box-styled things that I've ever seen on a platformer, because they all had their own unique personalities. It's like you were sure you were breaking them, but at the same time it felt like you were breaking, like, kind of characters. It was like sort of like Sandbag and Melee. It was sort of like that, but better. It's tough to explain why it was so much fun, because they were all like... You felt like they were always taunting you. Every single block was like chattering its teeth away at you. Like, haha, I'm a block and you can't do anything about it. And then you come back with the powerful attacks that can break a new type of block. You're like, but you can't stare stoically and chatter your teeth at me anymore, Tiki. There were a few awesome feelings just like that. Actually, never mind. Gaming has a lot more awesome moments than that. But that was one of the awesome things that I remember about it. In addition, one of the things that those tikis are reminding me of is the tikis in here shooting water. It seems like something like that would belong in a water park. You know, I would know all about water parks, being a ranger of one. You know, this is probably a good time to explain it. Why did I choose the name WaterparkRanger? Let's see. You know, actually I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Sure, I do like going to water parks. I haven't been to one since I was like 12. I sure would like to go to one again someday. No, since I was like 14, I guess. It was on some field trip I was back on in middle school. It was epic, for the record. It was really awesome. It was a lot more fun than it ever should have been. I think that's a perfect way of describing it. But, I guess the only reason I chose it was because I guess I wanted something that was like a mild play on words of sorts. Or, yeah, who knows. Actually, I have no good... Oh yeah, right, I remember now. It was because I basically just wanted to find a name without numbers in it. It's not like I have something against numbers, except for the fact that I'm horrible at math. That might have something to do with it, so I just wanted something that was purely words. And you'd be surprised with how many, like, words combinations there are taken up on YouTube. I mean, obviously there are a lot more you can make, because, being a student who is an expert at probability and statistics, there are infinite combinations to be made. Although there's a certain point at which, you know, those combinations won't make sense because you're making up words and making up letters that never existed before. But that's another story. The point is that there are a lot of combinations and permutations that can be made, and, basically, I wanted to make something that was just pure wordage, no numerage, and ultimately that's what I ended up with WaterparkRanger, and I'm like, okay, I could continue this for the next few hours trying to come up with a name, or I could take this name and then just be happy about it. And I guess I'm pretty happy with it, because I feel like part of a name is, like, picking something that's not gonna, like, wear thin over time, and you'll be like, okay, that's fine, this is a name that I don't get sick of seeing. And that's one that I, myself, don't get sick of seeing. That's why I'm always so careful, in any RPG that I play when I'm allowed to, like, name characters and stuff. I take obscene amounts of time to do that. So, typically, if you see me naming something really quickly in any game that I'm Let's Playing, it's gonna be because I've planned it out beforehand. Because, believe it or not, I can take more than an hour, to find, like, a good name for something, if I'm really, like, thinking about it. Also, some of the weird statues and stuff down here, you can only activate them using Aladdin because he'll get a boo to go up and hit the gem, and then the gem will activate a certain effect, and sometimes that will open a new room, or help you get a gummy ship piece, or maybe Dalmatians. But that being said, this isn't 100% Let's Play, so I'm not gonna drive myself crazy finding stuff I don't need to do. What you do need to do is find this particular room, find this column, target it, and then attack it with your Keyblade to break it. That will affect something in a room that you're going to enter right before the boss. You won't be able to get through it unless you hit the column just so. In other words, just hitting that column. Alrighty then. So what's going on here? Oh, the genie's... Oh, he's so depressed because Jafar is making him do his homework for him. And his first wish, show me the keyhole! Actually, I kind of wonder, you know, if the genie's supposed to be all-powerful, why doesn't he just wish for, like... The keyholes are only a means to the end, so why doesn't he just wish his way to the end? Or is there some kind of incredibly powerful magic for that that even the Genie can't. Actually, that might make sense, considering how much of this game has to do with hearts and whatever, and the vague terminologies and definitions. I remember in the original Aladdin movie, the Genie did say that there were some restrictions to his to the wishes. You know, I'm not sure if he said that immortal life was like unobtainable with his wish. I think he did say that you can't make someone fall in love if you use the Genie's wish. It's been so long that I can't really remember though. Anyway, just have to get through this hallway, and then in the next room is going to be the room that I was telling you about that you had to break the column in order to get through it. This is going to be it right here. Now, normally if you haven't hit that column earlier, it's going to be a dead end, and there's going to be a lot of enemies in this room. But because we did it, there's a save point instead of enemies, and there's no enemies. At this point, I might take the time to show you what I mean about, it says need Aladdin's help. At least there's a red trinity here that you don't need Aladdin for. In fact, if you have Aladdin in your party, you won't be able to use it. So let's just get the treasure from that. Oh, cool, a mithril shard that I'm not sure if I can really do anything awesome with. I still haven't forgotten. I remember saying that I might forget that mithril shards are more or less worthless. Or at least in my opinion, they're rather worthless. I can't think of any reason we'd really need to collect them. I don't think you can use them for synthesis. So this is Aladdin's ability call. Abu hits the thing, and then it causes the TV to have an effect, in this case a magic wind, which takes us up here to a platform. I remember earlier trying to jump up here and not knowing that a magic wind was how you're supposed to do it. And now this one over here, I think the magic wind will take us to another series of platforms. Go! A magic bag of winds! Actually, you can jump up to this. I remember you can get up to this one without the magic bag of winds, so I guess technically that's sequence breaking. Kind of stretching the definitions by which, for what is a sequence break. You know, I feel like for someone that uses the term sequence break a lot, I actually have very little idea of what it really means. Well, I guess this just comes with the job. You use lingo and then just kind of discard it. Ew, awesome! Defense up! That was also really weird. I wasn't like, oh, I was like, ow! It sounded like I was a chameleon getting hurt in Chameleon Twist. Ow! Okay, let's get Aladdin out of our party, because, once again, I just want to use Donald and Goofy. Some of the characters you get in your party, admittedly, are epic, like besides Donald and Goofy, but I'd rather just use them for consistency's sake. Otherwise, bro, how would they be our bro-commas? Actually, that's really ironic, but I'm not going to describe why, bro-comma. Okay, I'm remembering that word. I'm sure I'm not the first person to use that, but I'm not going to forget it. Okay. Oh boy, whenever any Disney character mentions Riku, it just feels so awkward. Because Riku is just so brooding and not merry Disney-ish. I'm not saying Jafar is a merry Disney character, but it feels weird to have, like, villainous Disney characters, or Disney characters of any kind, talking about Riku. Like, I remember, you're gonna see him soon enough. This is not a spoiler, okay? You've already heard his voice, you've seen even his hook. Captain Hook is in the game, and there's a part where he says, like, that codfish Riku. It's the most awkward thing ever. Well, besides everything in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is really awkward. Besides, I didn't mention, Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 2 is so much worse than this game. Like, in this game, it's a respectable level, which is kind of like run-of-the-mill, has some cool stuff to find in it, and then some stuff which is not so cool. But in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's awful. Oh, man. It's like Kingdom Hearts 2. There is a game that I would have no motivation to play through. There are some games where I have to find some more motivation to get through. Kingdom Hearts 2, I literally have zero motivation to ever play that again. And not that it's bad or anything, but after you play it once, there's like no reason to go back. Maybe once if you're going to play it on proud. Even then, I feel like I wouldn't really be enjoying myself. Isn't that kind of like ruining the purpose of playing games? But enough about that. We are fighting Jafar. He is the first of the 7 Warlords of the Seas. Actually, whatever that organization is called. Merrick's Evil Council of Doom. 4 Emperors. Whatever have you. We 3 Kings. There's this league of villains under Maleficent, and Jafar is the first of their ranks that we're actually fighting. Clayton doesn't count because he isn't part of their order. He's just this random guy who's kind of a doucher. And Jafar is like the first of the real villains. He's gonna control Genie in this battle. Genie's gonna, once again, listen to his wish, which is to crush us, but he's gonna do it really crappily and try to generally be really imprecise with his movements. So generally the Genie's not going to be much of a threat as long as you keep on the move constantly and just run away whenever he appears. You just need to go after... I almost said Aladdin. You have to go after Jafar, target him, and lock on him, hit him with an aerial combo. because most of the time he is airborne. He has a few different magic attacks. One he has is he shoots that laser. It's pretty precise, and it's slightly dangerous on expert, but this is for the most part a very easy boss you don't have to worry about. Also, seeing all these random like green, yellow, and red lights is giving me like Pikmin 2 flashbacks of all the Rusty Metal levels that had those LED lights that appeared. You know what I'm talking about. The they're called glow stems, I think. Not glow caps, those are the blue mushrooms, they're glow stems. Oh yeah, there's one of Jafar's spells, is that he's set his staff on fire, which is pretty epic, actually. Also, since we have full MP, we might as well heal at the moment. Since Jafar is easily within our grasp, I'm just going after him with a combo. We have nothing to fear from him, he's a piece of crap. Wait, what's he doing? Is he charging? Whoa! Okay, he had a shockwave with that. If that had hit us, we might have died. And also, the last thing he can do is... Okay, Genie did a lot of damage there. The last thing he can do is he can make Genie use a blizzard attack, which actually covers a whole lot of ground. Also, it's so weird that the keyhole... They always do this with opposite armor, and now with Jafar, like, the keyhole's right there, dude! Stop fighting me and go try and take it! If you weren't fighting me, you wouldn't have died! Take that! Oh, we have counterattack. Counterattack is a very useful move, but it's not going to prove its full usefulness until later on when you start fighting enemies that have more advanced swordplay. That's going to be really cool. Anyway, there's Jafar, lapsing into weird fits of purple lightning and darkness, call back to the Mother 3, and we'll continue fighting him next episode.